The change announced itself in the smallest way possible. A woman stood in her kitchen staring at a crack in the wall she had walked past for 10 years. She remembered the exact moment it appeared, the sound of the hammer, the smell of dust, the argument that had been happening in the next room. The memory wasn't stronger than usual. It was simply complete, perfect, and it refused to fade. By noon, emergency lines were flooded. People were recalling things they had lost time without trying. Childhood bedrooms, long-forgotten passwords, the precise tone of voices that had spoken to them decades ago. Every memory arrived intact, untouched by decay. No blurring, no mercy. Humanity could no longer forget. At first, the world celebrated. Alzheimer's wards emptied in a single afternoon. Patients recognized their families instantly, tears streaming as decades returned in a rush. Students learned without revision. Surgeons replayed procedures flawlessly in their minds. History stopped erasing itself, but memory was never meant to be infinite. Within days, people stopped sleeping well. Nights filled with cascading recollections, one triggering another in endless chains. Every sound reminded someone of another sound. Every face unlocked 100 older faces. Minds grew crowded, not with noise, but with clarity. Regret became unbearable. Every mistake replayed in perfect detail. Every cruel word returned with its original tone, its impact preserved forever. Apologies lost their power when the hurt they tried to heal never dulled. Forgiveness became an act of will, not time. The justice system fractured. Witnesses could recall crimes with flawless accuracy, but so could perpetrators. Guilt no longer faded into denial. Prisons filled with people crushed not by sentences, but by memory itself. Some broke down under the weight of what they could never escape. Relationships didn't survive the way people expected. Couples remembered every argument, every hesitation, every fleeting doubt. Love no longer benefited from softened edges. At the same time, kindness became impossible to dismiss. A small act of compassion lingered as clearly as betrayal. People learned that memory did not choose sides. It recorded everything. Children adapted first. They asked why adults were suddenly so quiet. They learned early to be careful with words, knowing nothing would ever fade. School stopped teaching rote repetition and started teaching sorting, how to organize a life that could no longer lose anything. New professions emerged. Mental archivists helped people build internal libraries, categorizing memories so they could be accessed without drowning in them. Monks and meditators became guides, teaching focus as survival. Silence was no longer peaceful. It was full. The world slowed down. People spoke less, thinking longer before they did. Decisions took time because consequences would never soften. Government struggled. Policies could no longer rely on public forgetfulness. Every broken promise stood forever in the collective mind. Then came the first generation born into it. They had no concept of long ago as something vague. Their lives unfolded like perfect recordings. When a grandmother died, her presence did not fade. Her voice remained as clear as if she were in the room. Grief did not dull, it transformed. Loss became learning how to live alongside absence. And something unexpected happened. Humanity grew gentler, not kinder in a dramatic sense, but more precise. People learned to choose words that could survive eternity. Anger still existed, but it was measured because it would echo forever. Love deepened, not because it was easier, but because it was permanent. There were those who begged for forgetting to return. They argued that mercy required blur, that pain needed erosion. Scientists searched for limits, for a way to bring back the soft decay of memory. They found none. The human mind had been rewritten, and slowly people understood the trade. Forgetting had never been a flaw. It had been a gift, a quiet forgiveness built into time itself. Without it, humanity had to learn a harder form of grace, to live in a way that could be remembered forever. Because when nothing fades, every moment becomes something you will carry for the rest of your life.